I was raised that way.
You were raised what way?
Oh, country girl.
Awesome. So, we still got a couple minutes before we're live. Like, live. I mean, we are live. Everybody can hear us right now and everything, but we still got about 2-3 minutes. I didn't time my music anywhere close to being right.
Also, we could pick from Samathar.
I allowed certain things to be picked, yes, for certain people. So no, hell, you can't. No, hell, you can't. You're picking from something entirely different.
I wanted to do cleric spells.
Man, too bad for you. Pale gets to do some of that because she's using a more traditional spellcaster type. Whereas the rest of y'all are not.
But apparently for once, try something new. Yeah.
So, meh, take that. But, so, for those of you who are playing and those of you who are watching, just to let you know that we actually have 2 players who are not here due to the holidays. Alara is not here yet. She will probably not be joining us this evening. And Karish is doing actually, I think she's on her way back from the family thing, and she's traveling. So they will be with us next time we play. So this evening, excuse me, the beer is getting caught in my throat. This evening, we only have 5 of the 7 of them playing.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Not a problem. I got started a little bit early as far as my my music. I didn't time it right. So one of my last songs popped up about 3 minutes faster than it was supposed to. Alrighty, so ladies and gentlemen, it is about that time. We may as well go ahead and get kicked off and get started. So, this is episode 1 of Iron Star, the Genesys Incursion. Now, Iron Star is a science fantasy space opera epic that is done in the same vein as Star Wars or some of the other ones, except it is laser guns and magical fireballs. It's goblins in space. It is, every fantasy trope you can think of thrown together with your science, your sci-fi abilities, and your psychics and lasers and spaceships and ginormous planets and all sorts of wonderful things. And we have a number of people who are on our table today. And what we are going to do is the players have already rolled initiative. So, as I said, this is episode 1. The players haven't even met themselves yet. So, that's what's going on at the moment. I'll share the map with my stream so my stream can see what's going on. But what's going on is our players are a number of inmates at a secret weapons facility called the Genesys facility. And at this Genesys facility, they have been testing on humanoids to further weapons research. And there is a big evil in the galaxy, which the character is going to find out about, as you who are watching are also finding out about it. For those of you who watched last year, watched Iron Maidens, which was the 7 young ladies in space, this is a continuation of that. So we have moved forward a year, and we have learned from some mistakes, and we have decided to make new mistakes, and that is where we currently are. I am not going to be introducing the players as I typically would and allow them to talk about themselves at the beginning of the stream. Instead, what we are going to do is we are going to go in initiative order in a moment after I describe what the scene is. When it becomes their initiative turn, players, you will go ahead and introduce your character. You will introduce yourself. and you will tell us why your character has been incarcerated. And then, after you're done telling us all those things, you can go ahead and take your turn. When you're done with your turn, advance your turn, so that way the next person can go, and we'll just keep going like that. So, the opening scene for all of you is the klaxons and alarms are sounding. A bright red light keeps flashing all around you, and you know, as you begin to, some of you begin to stir and your eyes begin to open, something is amiss in your cells. There we go. Sharing the map for those of you who don't have it. There we go. And our klaxons are going off, changing our colors a little bit and making it all red. So, why don't we go ahead and we're going to start off with Petunia.
Evening, Shaz! Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I am Petunia Everblossom. I am here, wrongfully imprisoned for doing my job just way too damn well. I am played by the amazing, the one and only, the Susie Q.
And what is Petunia?
Oh my, Petunia is a gunslinger. She's also known as a cleaner, which means she does clean up y'all's mess.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Petunia. Petunia, you have been rudely awoken in your cell, and you see the fact that the alarm lights are all red. You can hear the buzzes and whirs and blinks of all sorts of things going off, and you can even feel the ground shake.
Well, she's going to pop her little fancy butt up, and she's going to go over to the door.
Okay. You are standing at the door. Now, you've known that for a year plus that you have been here, that these doors are triple coated and locked with a mag lock. What would you like to try to do?
Well, if the alarms are going off, I'm going to try and see if I can slide the door.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and give me a strength check, since you are oh so super strong. 4 is not going to be enough. That's for damn sure.
No. In that case, she's just gonna beat on are there like bars or anything so she can like call out in the hallway or nothing like that?
No.
She's just gonna beat on the door then.
Okay, so you scream in your impotent rage on the inside of the cage and just pound on the doors.
Exactly, me and my impotent rage.
Okay. Let's go to Hermie.
Of course, I had to go next. Damn it, I'm still coding. I still haven't thought of a background yet. Let's see. Well, he is silent because he's telepathic, so you don't hear him say anything. But he was caught. What is it? Shoplifting, and he couldn't say anything because they don't know he's telepathic, so they arrested him.
Aww, he has been thrown into a secret military installation for shoplifting. Talk about a bad fucking day.
That's the wrong stall for shoplifting, though.
Exactly.
Yes.
And who are you, player?
I am Genghis Tebow.
Awesome. All right. So you also have been awoken by the alarms, and you can feel shaking and everything like that. Now, you've known, since you have been incarcerated, that there is a mist that's in your room that does not allow you to utilize your psychic abilities. However, give me a concentration check. So that'd be a Constitution saving throw. You still cannot use your abilities. But you can feel the fact that the mist, there's something amiss with the mist.
I just think in my head, what do I do? I'm stuck here. I can't concentrate.
Would you like to do anything else?
No.
Alrighty.
Weep. Silently weep.
Silently weep. Minerva, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right, I have a introduction available. Millennia ago, a great leader from my home planet of Eldor activated the crucible artifacts that sent into motion a great chain of events that would alter my home world. People labeled this as a great cataclysm, and the great leader was ostracized and went into exile. However, after some time, we came to see the event wasn't as terrible as believed, and we adapted, evolved, and prospered. Driven by my conscience, I set out to seek out the exiled leader, who was in fact my father. I wanted to show him that good had come from his actions. I believe this would bring him peace and lift the burden from his soul. But the universe had other plans, and my vessel was knocked off course by space debris, and I was forced into cryostasis. And a large amount of time has passed, and this is my first time awakening. She's been in cryo for close to 1,000 years.
That is a little bit of time.
So I'm in my room. I'm just getting out of my tube.
Why don't you go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw as well to see if you can utilize your abilities.
Okay. Con save.
Main tab. There you go. Wow, look at that. So you wake up and you put your hand on your head and you realize there is something amiss. The ground is shaking. There's red lights and alarms, and the technology looks weird around you, and things just feel strange. But you can reach deep inside yourself. You can find that well of power within yourself, and when you briefly touch it, you realize it's stronger now than it was when you were put into cryo.
I dry heave. I stand up on very wobbly legs.
Okay.
Very confused. I'm gonna look out my window.
There is no window.
Is this a door over here?
The thing that has the yellow and black stripes on it is the door.
Okay, I'm gonna go over there and speak in my native tongue.
Alrighty. So you start walking towards the door and you speak in your native tongue, and nobody seems to respond to you at all.
I'm just gonna keep doing that and get more frustrated.
Not a problem. And you can go ahead and advance your turn when you are set.
Okay. Oh God.
It's in the combat tracker. Do you remember where that is?
It's been a while. Sorry.
It's the sword in the top right corner of Fantasy Grounds.
Okay, I see it.
Yep, and once that's open, you hit the down arrow button. There you go. Alrighty, we are going to move on to Hank.
Do I come too?
Possibly. Go ahead and give me your introduction, and then we'll see if you come to.
All right. So Hank Chinaski, sometimes goes by Henry, is a gunslinging pistolero who is a drifter and has been known to move things from location to location, and has recently started employment at the current Genesys Foundation as a means to expand his opportunities, air quotes.
Awesome. And who are you, player?
I am Chris, aka Ep01 Schmo, on the Twitch and the YouTubes and the Facebooks.
Awesome. All right, so why don't you give me a Constitution saving throw, and we will see what has happened to you to get you into this state. Well, that's good enough. So you are no longer knocked out. The whole facility rocked back and forth and shook under your feet as you and another one of the guards in the facility have gone out on your routine patrols to check on, to make sure that, you know, everybody is safe and in their little cubicles. And while you had poked your head into this little supply closet area, which also has been known to be taken as a smoke break location for some of the guards, the whole facility rocked back and forth. You banged your head against the wall, and you were knocked out. You have no idea how long you've been knocked out. You have a little bit of blood trickling down your face, and you can see the fact that the alarms are going off and that everything has gone to red all around you. What would you like to do?
I will stand up and wipe the blood from my brow and approach the door and try to open it.
Okay, well, you have a key card on you, so it's easy enough for you just to pass your key card over the door, and it will open for you.
All right. I'm going to check my my pistols, make sure that they are in place and functional.
They sure are.
All right, and knowing that my top priority, having learned from the orientation videos just earlier, I will go out and check on the cargo to make sure that they're safe.
All right, so you exit the little storeroom. Ahead of you in the hallway, you can see that the laser grid is still set up and still functioning. That's what those yellow lines are across the hallway. But to the north of you, you see that out of the 3 doors in this hallway, one of them is open.
All right. Which one is it?
The one closest to you.
All right, I will take a step forward, my hand on my pistol at my side, and kind of peek my head around the corner.
You see...
Is anybody in there?
You see that this room is empty. The occupant, whom you never got to meet, they say she was a jewel thief, seems to have vacated the area.
All right, I will proceed up 2 more squares and use the rest of my movement and pass my turn.
Excellent. Solomon.
All right, so I am Solomon Turner, your resident engineer of bioscience. The reason I'm in here is they mainly caught me researching some fortunate alien who was added to my research. Sadly, they didn't take kindly to being someone else's operatic diva of flesh and steel. And I'm Helicard.
Awesome. All right, so Solomon, what would you like to do? As I said before, the entire place, the alarms are going off. You felt the entire facility shake. You even saw a little dust fly down from the ceiling above you.
Well, this vacation got a lot worse. Well, he's gonna get up and get to the door. Is it like a see-through door? Is it like, or is it just a solid
It is
metal
a
door?
solid blast door.
Hmm. Is there any like electronics on the side that I could fiddle with, perhaps?
Why don't you go ahead and give me a computers check?
Oh, very well.
So you find that the facility, because it has been, kind of off kilter, it's been knocked off kilter by whatever is bombarding it, has indeed opened a gap in some of the plates in the wall, and you are able to kind of reach your fingers in and be able to get at some of the electronics that are in the wall.
Ooh. Could I possibly fiddle with that to open the door?
You can indeed. Why don't you give me another computers check, this time at disadvantage since you're only using your fingers and know-how.
Okay. Ugh.
Not wonderful, but you think with maybe a little bit more time, you may be able to jury rig a way out of it.
Okay. I will just keep fiddling with that.
Okay. All right, back up to the top. We are now with Minerva.
I'm just gonna knock on the door.
Okay. So I'll put you in front of the door. So you start knocking on the door, and your hands almost sound hollow as you thud into this door. It's as if the door is not carrying sound through to the other side.
Is there any mechanism that I could use to open it with?
If you give me a computers check, you may find something worthwhile on your bio bed.
Okay. Computers. Do I have that? I did. It's intelligence.
Yes, it is.
Hey,
Hey, that was damn good. You do find that there is a pack and like a power pack that is strapped to your bed and powers it, that you could probably utilize to short circuit the door.
Dishonest method, but I see no other option.
Okay, give me a mechanics check. Well, you do grab some wires and you start putting them on things like the door, the wall panel, the floor. You just start sticking them places, thinking that maybe the electricity will do something somewhere, and you have yet to figure out where. So that is pretty much all of your actions at the moment. Do you wish to do anything else?
I'm just gonna continue fiddling around with this, unless I hear something or anybody finds me in here.
Alrighty. Solomon, it's back to you.
Very well. I shall continue with the computers, if that's possible.
That is possible. Go ahead once again. We're going to do it at disadvantage, so roll it one more time. You failed, but hey, let's see how spectacularly you fail. Oh, what a time to waste
and
that
I forgot 20. I had guidance or amplify or whatever, but next turn.
Yep, possibly next turn. All right, Petunia, who the chat has already named Calamity Jane.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, it doesn't look like she's getting out of here anytime soon. She don't know nothing about no control panels, that's for sure. She's gonna go back to her bed. She's gonna lay down, place her hands underneath her head. She's gonna kick back and go back to fucking sleep.
Okay. Let's go with Hank.
All right, Hank will step up and see that the door is shut there. And hello, is anybody in the room?
Make me a perception check, Hank, while you are standing in front of the door.
Oh no.
Okay, so Hank, you notice that, yes, indeed, the door is shut. However, you see that the control panel that is on the outside of the door is flashing, as if there's a short circuit somewhere in the door mechanism. And now you know from orientation that you had earlier today that these doors are mag-locked. So if that's flashing, that means the mag lock is probably about ready to fail.
Do I, during my orientation videos, would I have gotten any kind of knowledge as to like the people, the patrons of this fine establishment might be violent or anything, or?
Did you pay attention during your orientation?
I did, yes.
Alrighty, so why don't you go ahead and give me a intelligence check, just to see if you can match the name that's there with the dossier that you were given during orientation. That's actually pretty decent. You know that the man who is behind this door, his name is Solomon. And he was formerly known as Dr. Turner, and he was a biomedical researcher. Matter of fact, the facility actually utilizes some of his research in some of the technologies that they're attempting to build. So out of most people, he's probably one of the least violent offenders that you know of.
All right. Let's see here. I'm guessing is the maglock is probably going to be on the outside of the door. I'm guessing
the maglock is a part of the door, but the control panel's on your side.
Okay. Do I know? Well, yeah, I should. I think I have a specialization in mechanics. Yes. Would I kind of know how this particular maglock works? I.e., I can take the control panel apart, break the power wires, and disable the maglock.
Go ahead and make me a mechanics check, and I'll tell you. Yes, matter of fact, you actually have an easier time of doing it on the outside than he has on the inside.
All right, so I do so. The maglock releasing the door, and I draw my pistol out and slide the door open.
Okay.
And kind of pointing at Solomon cautiously and ask, I need your help. Something is not right here, and I need to get y'all out of here. I remember from my orientation videos that y'all must be kept safe. So I need your assistance in checking on the rest of the occupants. Is that something you can assist me with, or should I shut this door and seal you back inside?
Now, I'll interject that there's a moment of comedy in this. As Hank opens the door, pulls his pistols, says his little soliloquy to Solomon on the other side, who has his arm in the wall up to his elbow, kind of squatted down, looking at him, kind of like, oops, like the kid caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Yep. So that's up to you, Solomon, if you wish to help or not help.
Well, he's gonna pull out his arm and like stand up and like brush off his arm, like.
You see nothing.
Pretty much, but well, sure, that's not what they said when they put me in here. But sure, as long as it gets me out of this godforsaken trap.
There's a cell to the Mr. Dungeon Master. I'm going to guess that the top of the map is north and not like some crazy west or east.
No, it's not some crazy. It's not some crazy ass direction. Top, for the most part, will almost always be north.
All right. So Hank will step back and say, I'll cover us from behind if you'll go to work on the north door there. And pass my turn.
Awesome.
Okay.
Hermie, it is your turn. Why don't you go ahead and give me another save? There we go. Okay, so you took some time and some deep breaths, and you concentrated very hard. You are indeed able to utilize your psychic abilities if you wish.
Trigger device on the door.
Awesome. And what does trigger device do for those of us who are lay people?
You can supply or initiate the power source of one simple device within range. This device must be no larger than a 5-foot cube and is normally activated by a single switch or touch. Example are a lighting panel, a mechanical fan, a computer screen, a door panel, or a digital device. The extent is up to the full discretion of the DM.
Well, I will say that at the moment, because the power fluctuations are so random, that you utilizing that ability will indeed unlock and open your door.
And I will step out. Silent.
All right. So you step out. To the north of you, there is an airlock. To the south of you, you can see that there are a number of doors. There's a door down at the end of the hallway that, from being hauled in and out of your cell a number of times to go off to various labs throughout the building to have experiments, done to you, you know that the door at the end of the hallway, which is currently open, is a supply closet.
What is my base speed? Because it doesn't say on my character sheet.
30.
Okay. So I just moved, 10 feet. I will look into... Do these doors have windows? Or
no windows. They are typical blast doors. They're all heavy Durasteel.
I will try trigger device on this door and see what's behind this door.
Is trigger device an action or a bonus action?
It is... one action and concentration up to 1 minute.
Okay, well, you'll be able to do that next round if you wish.
Okay.
But you can make me a perception check while you're standing in front of that door.
Sure. As soon as I can find the word. There it is.
I'm being read the riot act already by Karish. She's in chat right now, and she's shaking her finger at me going, "You do not kill any characters until I get there and get to meet them first." Okay, your perception check. Your perception check is no good.
I was thinking about the airlock and something distracted me over there, so...
Yep, that's it. Yep. Great, we have a psychic who has a wandering mind. All right, Solomon, it is your turn.
Well, I figured you had a key card or something that would open the doors, but all right. I'll do my best. And I'll try to open the door from this direction.
Alrighty. Well, it is far easier to open the door from this direction than it is from the other one. Your choice of whichever is higher, mechanics or computers. You can either hack it or you can rip it apart and tinker with it.
Can I maybe assist him since I just went to town on this one and succeeded? Can I maybe give him guidance or something?
You can assist him, so that will give him advantage on it, yes.
I'll take that.
Wow.
It is not my day.
Wah, wah. Don't forget, all of you have inspiration that if you wish to utilize it to re-roll something, you can.
Buddy, I thought you were some kind of like scientist or something. What gives, man?
I've also been locked up for the past few months, my good sir. And fuck it, I'll use the inspiration because goddamn it, we need to get out of here. Still, do I have advantage on the reroll now?
Yes, you do.
Come on. Oh my god.
Well, a 10 is good enough that you are able to crack the door. It doesn't open all the way, but it does crack right down the center, about a few inches, and you see a human woman inside wearing some relatively provocative clothing, or lack of clothing. And she's sitting on the bed, or actually kind of lounging on the bed, just kind of with her eyes shut, like she's on vacation in a tanning booth.
I just knock on the door. Knock, knock. It's time to get up, my dear.
The fuck you say?
I said it's time to get up, my dear, and get out.
Why, I am sure that I am safe in this here metal box.
Well, if you want to stay now that I've opened your door, that is up to you.
Y'all get me a pair of guns?
Ask the god that's right here beside me. I don't know.
Hermie, it is your turn.
I'm going to try trigger device again on this door. I just want to see what's behind this door.
Okay, so you stop concentrating on that door, and you basically switch your concentration over to this door, and it pops open. As it pops open, I need for Minerva to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
All right, it's good enough, because she's taking these wires that she's taken off of her bio bed, and she's shoving them onto things like the doors and all sorts of stuff. The doors suddenly pop open because you've triggered it, and she shoves these wires, which you can see sparking and live, and like she's holding a cable about as thick around as a freaking anaconda, and it comes right at you, and she stops, but you're taller than she is, so she's looking like at your chest and hasn't looked up at your melted face yet.
I look at her and tilt my head like a puppy, like, what are you doing?
I stare at him and I'm freaked out because I've probably never seen one of those kind before.
No, you probably haven't seen a Kesh before.
Am I wearing the clothes that I went to sleep in or something different?
You are wearing something different. You are actually wearing what looks like to be like a like operation gown kind of thing.
Like what's her name from Resident Evil?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are definitely wearing something like that. And thing is, so is he.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I go to whip my cloak out and I realize it's not there. I'm wearing like these papers.
Well, you're going to hear my voice in your mind say, "What were you attempting to do?"
She just stares at you. She's never seen one of your kind before, so she's not sure how to respond. Why do I hear you within my head? What sorcery is this?
That's how I communicate with people.
His mouth isn't moving. That's a little creepy. You see the fact that his gown has a 01 as like a patch on it.
What in the great wheel is going on?
Well, it seems we were imprisoned. Did you shoplift too?
I went into cryo. I'm not sure how long I've been asleep. Or where I am.
You were imprisoned in cryo? What did you do?
I was traveling, and then I got lost. Had to put myself in the cryo. That's the last I remember.
You didn't murder anyone or anything like that?
Of course not.
It's the only reason they put people in cryostasis is for murder and other proprieties like that.
Preposterous. I put myself in cryo so I wouldn't starve.
Can I probe her mind, like, just do insight to see if she's telling the truth?
You can do that next turn.
Okay.
Hank, other than the fact that you can see Dr. Turner's butt hanging out from inside his gown, what would you like to do?
I will step forward, and I'm gonna assume that I heard him talking to somebody in there.
Yes.
Right. So I will poke my head through the door,
Okay.
and see. Go ahead.
You see Petunia, who is inside, Miss Everblossom. You, during your orientation, had taken note of her because her skill set complements your skill set. Possibly in another lifetime, the two of you probably could have fought side by side instead of on opposite sides of the law.
All right, so I'll lean through the door and see her sitting in there and kind of nod my hat down at her, ma'am. Shit seems to be getting a little real in here. If you would, I am escorting everybody out. Would you like to accompany me?
Sure, 10 Star, but I'm gonna need my guns.
I will see what I can do on that. If you wouldn't mind assisting me checking on the other occupants on this level. And once that is complete, I will assist you in equipping yourself properly. So a woman of your stature.
You trying to say I'm fat?
Yeah. He throws a wink your direction. Will
Ooh,
be able
shit,
to
I'm gonna
assist.
like you.
I feel bad for poor Solomon, who's kind of stuck in the middle between the two of them right now.
And I will move
To be
down
fair, I've been stuck
to
in
the end of
yours.
the hallway.
Okay. Alright, so Petunia. You hop down off the bed.
Alrighty there, Tin Man.
So you see another inmate in front of you. You think you've seen him in the cafeteria at some point in time?
My, aren't you a tall drink of water?
Matter of fact, why don't you give me a quick, give me a wisdom. Yeah, you remember him. He's some sort of high, fancy, muckety-muck prisoner because he always gets extra helpings of Jell-O.
You just let me know, sweetie, if you ever want to get your hands a little dirty.
She walks by as the backside of her gown is wide open and her little tushy just goes wandering past you.
Yep. Runs a finger down his chest and walks off.
Well, as any red-blooded male would do. Head turns.
Wait for me, Tin Man. You still owe me some guns.
Yes, ma'am. As soon as that half-naked fella up there gets down here and shuts these laser beams off, we will go to the other side of this level and then get you some guns post haste.
Aren't you the guard of this place anyway? You should be able to shut those down easily.
They didn't cover laser beam disarmament in my orientation video. I apologize. That was the second day, which I don't believe I'm going to be able to catch that video.
Well, Hank, your buddy Bob is the one who actually lowered the laser beams for you to begin with. He went the opposite direction towards the other 3 cells on the far side.
But I can probably check with Bob, who's on the other side.
All right, toot sweet, sugar buns.
Minerva.
I'm gonna look around my room for anything that might cover my body up.
Well, at the moment, your robe is about it.
Okay. Shit.
Your robe in the wall.
In fact, that's how it's gonna be. I'm gonna walk in the way where the wall would cover that area that might be exposed.
Okay.
I'm out here.
Okay. So you start sliding your butt cheeks across the cold metal walls.
And then I will peek around the corner.
Okay. You can see that there's a laser grid. There's a big laser wall in one direction. But to your southwest, you can see that there's an open door.
Can I see anybody?
Not from your current position. You'd have to probably move down and look into the door itself.
Oh, okay. I'll do that.
And yes, chat, I'm scared too.
He's very scared. He's very afraid. Alright, I'm taking there.
Petunia lets out a wolf whistle.
You see what looks like a man in a uniform and armor who's sitting in the corner, and is that blood he's sitting in?
Is the door open?
Yes, the door to your west at the moment is open.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to him and I'm gonna roll a medicine check.
Okay.
Something like that. See if he's alive or dead.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. You can do that.
Oh.
Wow, there you go. There's a good roll. So you walk up, you put your fingers on his throat. He's obviously a human. He is very, very dead. Matter of fact, he died from a massive head trauma. And you can see a little bit above where he's currently slumped into a sitting position, where he banged his head against the wall and crushed his skull in.
Oh.
How unfortunate. Is his pants stained a lot?
His pants don't look to be too terribly stained.
I'm gonna take his pants off
Okay.
and put them on.
Alright, so you take off his pants, which are a little bit big for you, but thankfully he has a belt that has a pistol on it. It has a combat knife on it, and he still has some body armor on his chest if you wish to put that on as well.
Sure. I'll do that.
Alrighty. So that'll take up some more of your time. And while that is going on, and you guys advance your turn, I will add some items to your character sheet.
Jesus Christ, I'm getting consistent good initiative.
Yes, you are. Solomon, it is your turn.
Pardon me, madam. I would like to step ahead so I can access the control panel if there is one to this laser grid.
Oh, Shay, you just squeeze by me any old time you want.
As usual, Susie's characters are funny as hell.
Sluts. All of them are sluts. You say funny, I say slut. Alright, so you squeeze past her. You can hear the hum of the laser grid next to you.
Yeah. Do I get... Is it like Resident Evil laser grid?
No, nothing so silly. Think more of the Star Wars movie where they're fighting in the reactor chamber, and they have all those big laser walls in between, like Darth Maul and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay. Well, I would like to try to shut it down.
Okay, you do see to the north of you that there is a swipe pad. It's obviously meant to read a card, but Hank doesn't have the card that will lower the grid. He said Bob's the one who had it.
Do I see past the laser grid? Like, can I see through it, or is it just solid laser?
Yes, you can see through it. It's kind of opaque. It's very yellow, and of course, when you get to the other one that's on the far end of the hallway, at that point it becomes absolutely opaque, or absolutely solid. At that point, you can't see past that point. But you can see that there is a door in the north wall, in between these two laser grids.
Can I tell how hard it would be to hack this down? From a glance.
It'd be difficult. It'd be pretty difficult. But you may be able to utilize your mechanics ability to rip apart the pad and maybe spend 2 rounds working on it to possibly get it to come down.
How good are you two at mechanics?
If it's not a gun, I know nothing.
Would you double
I'm,
check access?
fairly well with mechanics.
I could perhaps assist you if you decide to do it, because I am much better with electronics than mechanics, unfortunately. It's not my speciality.
I will be more than happy to do so when it is my turn.
Okay, and I will just move there so he can access it later.
Awesome.
And I will aid him in whatever. First of all, since I didn't use my action,
Well, if you...
I will kill this man. No, just kidding.
I will kill him while he's in the corner and trapped. And take all of his things.
I will cast Amplifiability on him.
Ooh, awesome.
Gives you a D4 to any next check you make.
Nice.
And I will aid him when he chooses to do it.
Awesome. Hermie.
I'm gonna be just skip me because I'm gonna be AFK because my cousin needs help again.
All right, not a problem. So what I'll do is I'll just move you down so that way you can stay relative with everybody else at the moment. Up. Petunia.
Well, she's just waiting for the boys to take care of this big old laser grid thing. Is there a way for her to like Catherine Zeta-Jones that shit?
No, unfortunately there is not. This is a floor-to-ceiling, wall-to-wall laser wall.
If I find her a black leather outfit, can we revisit that?
Don't encourage her.
Or was that latex? I think that might have been latex.
I think it was vinyl.
Oh, it was vinyl.
Yeah, I know.
Should I question why she knows this, Gio?
I plead the fifth.
Probably because Entrapment is like one of my favorite movies. Watch it. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's it.
Ah, it's because of a movie, huh?
Yeah, it's a movie. That's it. Awesome. 17. So Hank, you step forward, and between the orientation that you had, earlier, plus, the doc helping you out, and this sudden inspiration that you got from something he did when he passed by you, you are indeed able to rip off the panel and play with a couple of the wires and get this laser to go down.
Right. Would I have seen? Can I see Hermie? And would I have seen Minerva go in the cell?
No. While that laser wall is up, you can't see past the second laser wall. And now that this one's down, you can see Hermie sticking his head around the corner. And that is about the ugliest mofo you have ever seen in your life.
All right. I will kind of this whole time I've got kind of my gun kind of half drawn. I will approach it forward and do I know anything about this individual from my videos?
You may. Other than the fact that he looks like the ass end of a melted candle, you recall that his species is a psychic species, and he is notorious for being able to convince others to do his bidding.
Interesting. Huh.
But you also know that the door that is to the north in this little hallway leads to the guard room.
All right. I will approach the door, present my key card.
And it opens easily for you.
All right.
There's a key card for that door, but not anything else. Great card.
Hey, it also works on the vending machines.
All right. And what do I see inside? I see that the room is now loading.
There we go. So the room is now loaded. There is a couple of computer banks. That's what they are on the north wall. Those are computer banks that are up there. And these white things that are on the sides, those are cabinets that are utilized by the guards. This is your guard station. You're able to monitor the cameras that watch the hallways. You are able to monitor the vital signs of the people who are inside the rooms. And the cabinets contain some equipment like extra pistols, a few extra clips, some combat knives, and some armored jackets.
Very nice. I will motion for Petunia to follow me in here, and I think I might have a little bit of what you're looking for. If you want to step inside with me. And we'll move into the room and pass my turn.
And Minerva, you are still getting yourself dressed. You have just
I tell
finished.
Hermes to not look.
Don't look, don't look.
Alright. I pull up my skivvies. Get my stuff on, and then I'll come look at this laser. I'm not familiar with this technology.
Actually, to you, even though you are, from quite a ways back, even though you don't know how far back you are, this laser wall looks pretty simple, even for you.
Alright. It's a new model. Different color.
Basically, yeah.
I'm gonna see if there's like a keypad or something that I can try and disable it.
Yep, there's one right here at the corner.
Okay. Would that be a computer check?
Yep, you can utilize computers or you can utilize mechanics. Your choice.
Really it's about the same, but I am going to reach in the greater wheel, my magic source, and pull forth a spell.
Okay. Guidance. While you're doing your guidance spell, make me a perception check. And you can utilize your guidance for this perception check if you wish.
Okay.
Wow, that sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll probably want that guidance die on there, won't you?
I know the feeling.
Yeah, no, anything will help.
Let's
So
see
that
how
what?
deep. I think it's a D6.
I think it's a D4.
Oh, it's a D4? Alright, so yeah, just go ahead and take a D4 and throw it right in the chat window.
Hey,
Okay.
something.
It's good enough. It's good enough. I mean, you reach down deep, you're getting ready to start playing with this keypad on the wall, and you feel something in the pocket of the vest of this body armor that you put on.
Okay.
You reach in and you find a key card.
Oh, well, it's convenient. Can I, swipe it?
Yep. You swipe it over the little keypad, and the laser grid gets turned off.
Huh. Handy. she's not sure how to like act around the new race of Hermes. It's a bit socially awkward.
Yeah, it's a little awkward, but you now have freedom of movement. I mean, you've only moved 15 feet, so you can move the rest of your movement if you'd like.
Okay, can I see these guys over here?
Yes, you can see them. You see a young human woman dressed in a robe like you just were, though she does not seem to really care about the impropriety of letting her bits fly in the wind. Matter of fact, she seems to revel in the fact. You see another human that looks a little bit more studious, that's kind of keeping his back a little bit more towards the wall and keeping an eye on the slovenly slut whore that is standing at the other end of the hallway.
Oh. Roasted.
Hey!
I know, you resemble that remark.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna point at Solomon. You, civilian! What am I doing here? I command you to tell me.
I'm assuming you're pointing at, what, Solomon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would I know what race she is from my studies?
Yes, you know what she is. She's an Elderai. You've dissected a few of those in the past.
It's interesting to see a live one for a change. He's just staring at you. She's just staring at you, not answering you.
Doc, is she crazy?
Do you speak an intelligent tongue, or are you too barbaric to know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
No, I do believe that she is rather either got hit in the head with a sudden racket, or believes she's a guard.
What's with all the clicks and whistles?
I'm going to use
That I do believe. Hi.
Well, you already cast guidance this round, so
okay, yeah.
I do believe she's talking in her native tongue.
I'll switch back to my other, the common tongue.
Alrighty. Alright, Petunia, it's your turn.
Well, the laser grids are down.
Yes, they are.
Tin Man, my guns?
Why don't you just come over here and check out these drawers and see if there's anything in it that you may like.
Oh my you surely know how to show a girl a good time. And she's gonna go rifle through the drawer.
Okay.
That just came on a silver platter.
But
I will while Petunia is outfitting herself, I will step back out into the hallway.
Okay.
And kind of draw my pistol here a little bit and see Minerva there, and I see that you are wearing Bob's clothes, but you don't look like Bob. Is there something that you need to tell me? I kind of look at her. Do I see any kind of blood on her hands or anything like that?
You do see... Actually, why don't you give me a perception check? It'd be a little difficult with the red light to determine if there was blood on her hands or not. Well, maybe not that difficult to determine. You do indeed see some blood on her hands.
All right, so I will raise my pistol and pull my other pistol as well. And I would suggest that you answer me fast.
Are you talking about the deceased fellow? Sorry, somebody's angry.
Yes, is he is he deceased of your doing, or what? Why is he deceased?
Well, you can check for yourself. I found him like that. I did not have any pants. I borrowed them.
And is he deceased because you needed his pants, or did you find his pants not being used because he was already deceased?
I am an honorable sort. I'd never kill another person unless necessary.
And do
I believe he must have hit his head on something. That's what it looks like. I'll stand aside on my.
What kind of information would I know about her from the orientation videos?
She is a acquisition that pirates sold to the facility. She has been in cryostasis for a millennia.
So I don't really know much about her. I am going to see if I believe her or not.
Yeah.
All right, so
she's pretty genuine. She doesn't seem like she's one of those types of people who would lie.
all right, so I get a little sniffy, and Bob, I liked Bob. We came up through orientation together. I feel like I've known him for a day. He will be missed.
I'm very
But
sorry.
unfortunately, he is the one that lowered the laser beams here. Perhaps if I get my scantily clad gentleman friend over there to come assist me, we can disable this beam set as well.
You do see that they're down, right? Are you blind?
This one's still up. Is that correct?
No, this one's down. She swiped Bob's key card.
Okay, I must have missed that. So I'll step back then. I'll sheathe my pistols. And do I know that the other end of the guard room is the exit out of here? Or
yes, it is. It is the elevator that goes up.
All right. So I'll kind of peek my head in there at Petunia, see if she's outfitted properly, and be like, "All right, everybody, follow me, and let's make our way out slowly." Myself and the young lady inside will take point, and I'll pass return.
Awesome. Hermie.
Okay, so since we had to skip my turn before, could we just say that I did my insight check to find out? Because I want to, since I'm following her, I want to know if she's good, if she's safe.
She's genuine, and she's very confused.
All right, just to be safe, I'm going to use Mesmerize on her.
Okay, then I suppose Pale needs to roll a saving throw.
So, yes, she has to roll a Wisdom saving throw against my channel save DC.
What are you doing?
He's mesmerizing you.
Oh.
I mean, I feel I would make her, considering how he looks, that would be like advantage or something.
Well, she only rolls at advantage if I was hurting her.
Right. Well, you weren't hurting her, and a 9 is definitely not going to be enough to save.
Yeah.
So you see me as a friendly acquaintance.
Okay. I still see you as curious.
So, friend, what is going on?
You see that she is now dressed in armor. She has some weapons. And she has been having, banter with the gentlemen who are in the hallway. Which you can see around the corner that there appears to be a guard who is trying to get all of you into the guard room at this point.
So I heard everything he was talking about, right? So
Yes.
all right, he's gonna hear in his head. So you want us to get into the guard room? Why? Do you want to kill us?
So Hank, you can hear this in your head.
I kind of look around like, the hell is this going on here? And do I kind of know, I believe you told me that I know that he kind of can get in people's heads.
Yes. The naked ballsack with eyes is trying to get into your head.
All right, so I finally kind of realize what's going on. And well, there is an exit there. We can proceed out, or if you like, you can stay here, and I will take everybody else with me. I would prefer you come with me, as one thing that they harped on during our orientation is to keep everybody safe. And
Okay, as long as my friend goes first.
That is up to her.
Well, I'll just wait for her. I'm gonna follow her because now that I got her mesmerized.
Alrighty. So Minerva, I'm not going to say that you trust Hermie, but at the same time, you distrust him less than the others you have met thus far. That's probably the best way of putting it.
Stick with me. Let's see, we'll find out what's going on. And Hank wanted us to go with him, right? I'm supposed to go with him. Is that what you suggested? Okay. First, I would like to know what day it is. I'm supposed to meet my father next week. It's his birthday.
The star date is 11.25.2217.
Captain's log.
Can be right.
My captain's logs have nuts in them.
I don't know what to.
Now,
It's a little-
for you, that star date means absolutely nothing.
Okay. You must use a different calendar.
Could I possibly deduct like what it would be to in her racist ways from my studies?
When it gets around to your turn, I'll have you make a lore check.
Okay.
This guy seems to know what he's doing, so I'm gonna stick with this guy.
All right.
And,
Yep, this guy is dressed.
Sorry about that.
The guy who you're talking to is dressed just like the dead guy. So Solomon, you can go ahead and make that lore check if you would like. And she is acting pretty atypical for her race, except for the fact that it's a little archaic, even for her race. Her race has been known to be very formal and very, very astute and kind of haughty when it comes to others, especially dealing with humans. She's archaic even for that. I mean, the diction that she uses, her verbiage, she just speaks like she's from a history museum.
Interesting. And I speak back in her tongue. We'll discuss later. Maybe I can help you figuring out how long you've been imprisoned for you. for your kind.
And Solomon, you can also notice as you walk into the room that Petunia is just finishing throwing on some clothes that she found in the locker. She's got guns on her hips. She's got a knife in a boot, and it looks like she's got almost like a Kevlar vest on.
Is there anything left in that cabinet?
Yes, there is still things left in that cabinet.
I will use my last 5 feet and go there and get dressed because I want to stop showing off my booty.
All right. So I will give you the same thing I have given the others, which is 2 pistols, a armor jacket, and a combat knife.
Sweet. So an armor jacket is like a leather armor kind of deal.
Yeah.
It's better than 10.
Yes, it is. It's much better than 10. There you go. You got 2 auto pistols, and a combat knife, and an armored jacket.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And that is my turn.
It is now Petunia's turn. Little Miss Petunia.
All right, Tin Man. Which way now?
And I will point to the door of the room that you just left.
He's pointing at a door that's in the far northern central portion of the wall, all the way to the north of the guard room.
Oh, that's the.
As you say.
All right, Hank.
I will move forward and.
You see the up button because you know that you are on the very bottom level right now.
I will press the button. I'm assuming to call the elevator.
Yes. It goes ding. Fries are done. Ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done.
I work at Burger King.
Let's everybody get a big round of this song done. Oh my god, my wife is doing whippets. Actually, she's not doing whippets. She's just eating all the whipped cream.
I would like to check this in computers and I tell you, hey, Mr. Guard, what are on these computers?
That's part of next week's orientation to know what's on the computers.
Yes. Yeah, I'm afraid that they have not introduced me yet to the computer systems. I apologize for that. That is the next phase of orientation.
Other than
Are they the same
Minesweeper.
for us?
You've gotten to play Minesweeper.
That's right.
Are they the same as they were when I worked here?
If by internet porn and cat memes, yes, they are probably the same.
Except the cat memes in the 23rd century are cat people.
Yes.
I'd like to do a computer search, see what I can get from this computer.
Okay, all right, go ahead. You can do a computer's check.
Can I give myself guidance on that? Guidance is an
Sure.
action, though.
Sure, I don't care. Go right ahead. You can give yourself guidance while you're doing it. Is there anything specific you're attempting to look for?
Information in general. You
Okay.
never know what there is on computers.
All right. What you do pull up is you pull up a series of files on all of the inmates. Thus far, you have seen Petunia, you've seen Minerva, yourself, you've seen Hermie. You know that Hank is a guard. Whom you haven't seen is there are 2 other females that are missing. That are supposed to be
the files
inmates.
missing completely?
No, their files aren't missing. Their files are here. Their bodies are not.
Is there any way to print them out?
Yeah, you can download them to a data pad that's sitting right there next to it. It's like a little tablet that you can just plug it in and go.
Yep.
So add that to your character sheet in your inventory. Add data pad.
Oh god, the colors are putting me off. Where is it? There it is.
Yeah, the orange color is a little horrendous, isn't it? I mean, I can change it if you guys want me to.
No, it's good as you. There we go. I think that's good for a name. That way I know what it is. And well,
alrighty.
I assume the elevator ain't here yet.
The elevator is not here yet. No.
Oh, well, that's my turn.
All right, Hermie.
By the way, could I, as I had downloaded them, could I control delete them or something like that?
Yes, you could have deleted them as well. With that total of a 22, oh yes.
Oops.
Oops, I didn't know what I did. All right, so Hermie, what are you going to do?
So, after rereading Mesmerize, and I did the wrong thing. I wanted to use Beguile, which was one of my spells.
Okay.
Which it's pretty much the same thing. It's just Mesmerize, they're stunned.
Oh, yeah, so yeah, Beguile is the one that makes them your friend for a bit, so.
Yeah, so she's my friend for an hour.
Aww. Isn't that nice?
And I'll just stand at the door waiting for her.
Quick question. There wasn't anything on Hank, right?
No, nothing on Hank.
Okay.
No personnel files. Okay. And Minerva, it is your turn.
Follow him in here.
Okay.
Oh. Who? I check out her outfit.
Yes, she's now dressed. Still not wearing much. She is no propriety at all. I mean, like, she took off her robe, which has been discarded on the floor, and all she's wearing is basically a bulletproof vest and like black camouflage pants kind of thing with boots, with combat boots. That's what she's wearing. It's obvious she is wearing nothing else underneath it. Her neck is exposed. She has her vest is half unzipped. Her arms are exposed. It is just, it's a scandal. It's entirely a scandal.
That's exactly how I feel. And I wear that expression on my face. Oh, times have a bit different where you come from. I were just like that, my father would take away my dowry.
I shot mine in the face for not letting me dress like this. Just saying.
Well, that's glad to
Hank kind of looks back over his shoulder a little bit.
Hey, I ain't never shot no one that didn't need to die.
I do a strange, like, Indian, like the Indians howl type of greeting.
How?
Is she from that far back?
Find any information over there? Human? I'm not sure what your name is, civilian.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Not much, I'm afraid.
Can I insight check that?
Sure. Now, unlike Petunia, Solomon at least has some propriety. He kind of looks like he's wearing his robe that was exposing his back. He's flipped it around inside out, and he's wearing it like a lab coat over the top of his things.
Pretty much.
You're not sure if he is telling you 100% the truth.
Do you mind if I check out your manifesto?
I don't have them, but you're free to check the computer if you want.
Alright, I'm gonna take a gander.
Alright, so you're going to wander over there. Do you want to make a computer's check?
Yeah.
Or what do you want to do?
Well, I'm gonna see if there's anything, if I can spot anything on myself and see if there are times and dates and maybe like the map, the solar system.
Gotcha.
I'm
okay.
not sure what it is like the same if I'm familiar with it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a computer's check.
Can I guidance myself?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
I have a
Guidance
feeling
is
this
so
is going to be
handy.
a regular thing.
Oh.
Everybody's going to be guidancing themselves.
I don't think I need to.
Okay. You start going through the computer system, and you discover that there is no files of any of you. So all the information you were looking for, nothing exists. Except for the date, which I had said earlier is 11.25.2217.
Yeah, I don't recognize it.
I'm going to have you give that to me in private later, because I'm never going to remember it on the top of my head.
Is there any like maps of where we are anywhere?
Nope, there is not. There is, however, Minesweeper and some unusual links saying you gotta see this.
I click it.
Okay, and when you click
Solomon
it,
just
the most horrendous things pop across this screen that assault your delicate eyes. It's pornographic. It's horrible. It's horrifying. It's
3 girls and 1 cup.
3 girls, 1 cat, 2 dogs, and something with many tentacles and a cup.
Whoa!
I click out of it, like fumble to click out of it as fast as I can, hoping no one else has seen it.
You just see Solomon face palming.
Well,
Yeah,
this is
Solomon
awkward.
saw it. Yeah, Solomon saw it.
That's why
Nothing.
you don't click
Not
on
so
things.
the
Just
other.
say you gotta click it. But gentleman's agreement. I saw nothing.
Baited into that click.
And almost as if it was here to save you, the doors to the elevator open and you all hear the ding as the elevator arrives on this level. And we're back up to Hank.
All right. Hank will step in and put one hand on the door holding it and use his other hand to motion for everybody to step in. And I will ready an action with my combat knife in case anybody tries any kind of funny business.
Gotcha. That's a good thing.
Not
And-
hanky-panky, but funny business.
Not hanky-panky. Hanky-panky's okay, but funny business, though, that's entirely different. But Hank, can you give me a perception check, please?
I can. And I will use my inspiration, if that's all right.
Wow. The dice
are
rolls
having
are
a
strong
bad day.
tonight. There we go.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, see, I had to load, DM Dice Mod on the other side before you
right.
rolled that next one. That's what it was. You notice as you're holding the door open and such that the screen that is on the inside of the elevator that you would choose different levels. You're allowed to choose 4 levels because this is a secured elevator. The next 2 levels up, which are labs, which you knew about, these are where the labs are, where these people would go to be tested on. They're all closed. It says, unavailable to go to them. Only the top level, which goes up to the cafeteria, that is the only one that is available to you.
Then that is where we shall go.
All right, so Petunia jumps into the elevator.
Yep, she's just gonna wait.
All right, Solomon.
Also, just realized I can now see the big candle face.
Yes, you can see him pretty plain as day now.
Probably have not seen one of his kind, I think. Don't know.
You've seen Kesh before. He's actually moderately attractive for a Kesh.
Yeah, no, I'm not going there. Compared to the other 2 women here, yeah, fuck no, he's ugly as a bloody rusty bucket.
As I said, yes, he looks like a shaved testicle with eyes. So yeah, that's pretty much what Kesh looks like.
I'll walk in and reserve a spot for the blue lady.
Solomon
okay.
hears a voice in his head. And what makes you think we find humans attractive?
Thank God you don't.
Oh my God.
I'm waiting for the hanger episode.
Uh-oh. T220 forever.
By my friend.
Okay, so you step over here by your friend. And Minerva, you're last to go this round.
Okay.
Yes, ring for you to come in.
I guess we're gonna have to cram in here. Keep your hands to yourself.
All right, so as Minerva moves in, Hermie, are you going to use the remainder of your movement to move in as well?
My movement to follow her.
As Hermie goes to move in, Hank says, "Seats taken."
Now, what's remarkable about Hermie is the fact that for being as tall as he is, because he's a good head taller than almost every one of you, his body is very human-like, except for his fingers, which he only has 3 and a thumb. They're very long. They have an additional joint to them, and so he's very weird, gangly-looking, very much like a melted candle. But he's able to squeeze amongst all of you and not touch a single one of you at the same time. It's like his body reformed just to make sure he was there.
Yep.
Fucking weird.
Yeah, he's a little weird. He is a little weird. So, Hank, would you like to
That's
use your held
something.
action to go ahead and hit the button and let the door close?
Yep, as long as nobody's up to any kind of funny business, I will hit the button for the cafeteria.
Well, I'm not sure if this would fall under funny business or if this would be hanky-panky. But, Hermie, you get your butt grabbed and by one of the people who is standing behind you.
And everybody hears a psychic scream in their head. Ah!
Does Hermie look offended?
You can't tell.
Yeah, you really can't tell, other than the fact that his big black eyes are opened even farther than what they already are, which is, like, really kind of creepy to look at.
Do they have a menacing glare about them, or more of a...
No,
surprise?
it looks like somebody shoved a finger up his ass, and he's just kind of looking off in, like, weird...
The unexpected prosthetic
Yes.
thing.
Since Kesha, since I'm a psychic being, you can't see any expression. Like, he doesn't really have muscles in his face for expression, so it's all in your head. So you will feel his emotions.
Well, that will. I know what it feels like when a finger's up my butt, so that would qualify as
Yes.
hanky panky. So everything is okay, and I'll press the button.
Okay, so you press the button
Hey,
as all of you
hey.
have this thought, and of course, you know, Hermie is the last one to be able to hear everyone's thought. It's almost in unison. You all hear, or he hears in his head, well, this is the first time a gray alien got anally probed by someone else, as the door shut. Alright, so we are about halfway through for tonight's session. I would like to know if you guys would like to have a short break, about 5-minute break. People can go grab a beer, do what they need to. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a very serious game. It's a little tongue-in-cheek.
Five minutes, okay.
5 minutes sounds good? Alright.
I'm good though.
Good. And I only got 2 spells done so far.
Yeah, that'll give me a chance to go grab some coffee.
Alrighty,
You
so
can see
we'll
that
be
as payback
The
from
dugout.
doing stuff to our blue friend.
Alrighty, so ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Please enjoy some of our fine local water while we are gone. Be right back.
Well, hell, he didn't know if he could trust her or not. He thought he for all he knew, she could have been a murderer.
I mean, to be fair, you got someone way worse to worry about behind you.
Yeah, I'll get to that.
I think Minerva just assumes that what she saw on the computer was Solomon's. She probably thinks that it was yours. You were on the computer last, so.
She thinks it's your porn on the computer.
Oh, no. God, no. Jesus, I have way more refined tastes. Thank you very much.
That is refined.
If that's your classification of refined, I am extremely worried. Anyway, I gotta go grab a drink before I die of thirst.
I wish new maps would open up in the same position you have the other map.
So apparently our first man down for the evening is Pale's husband has fallen asleep.
Really?
Yep.
Sorry I'm not role-playing much right now, guys, but Jeff left me a lot of coding for my character. It'll be better next time.
I got 6 out of 7 done. Come on. I should say I got 5 out of 6 done.
You should have just dragged over all the equivalent spells so I can just reword them.
Actually, I looked at them. They definitely have a little bit of difference to them.
Yeah, I'm just changing stuff that you already did.
Gotcha.
Like Acid Splash, I turned that into Lightning Ball.
There we go. Alright, I have to play some music for my chat. My chat needs to hear music.
It's a piece of cake to bake a pretty cake.